Oh, here she is, girl. Miss Booby 1990 Boob. Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. And welcome to this highly risque outfit. I think YouTube might be like, I'm sorry, demonetized, girl. Big titty lady videos on the internet. Well, my lovelies, I am back from my gallivanting adventures across the globe. I'm actually just about to go again, but there we are. And she's upgraded her computer specs. Come on, AMD Ryzen 9. Let's get sickening.
No, not today.
You know the concept of brand new sentence. A sentence that's never been said before. And welcome back, my lovelies, to a recent staple here on the Chanel. Botched, a plastic surgery reality TV show. Is it a reality TV show? It's more like a documentary show, really, isn't it? Where people who have been botched by plastic surgeons arrive at the doctor's office, and in the doctor's office is Dr. Terry Dubrow and Dr. Paul Nassif, who through their years of experience attempt to help and guide patients that come into their office about how they can potentially fix plastic surgery gone wrong.
Hooray! Everyone's a winner!
An easy synopsis, some might say. And I actually think that this show, apart from Dr. 90210, gives a really well-rounded outlook on what is and isn't achievable with plastic surgery. And when surgeons should say no. You know, you don't need that one. No. So, my lovelies, if you do not know me, my name is... this way, Luxeria. I'm a biochemical scientist. However, I have also been a makeup artist for 17 years, so I have a profound interest in the beauty industry and the aspect of transformation. It is a hot one in the studio today, and I'm kind of regretting wearing this outfit because it's made of that material that looks really slinky, but it's actually boiling me alive from the inside. Got to prepare for hell somehow, haven't I?
Praise Satan!
Shall we have a little look-see at the top comment of the last episode of Botched? And that is by KD Cause 10211, and they say, the thing that worries me with Mike is that he was told by his original surgeon to expect no scar whatsoever, which is impossible, girl. We never really heard that addressed in his consultation, and the fact that he said after his operation that he was disappointed there was still a scar makes me think it wasn't clearly and explicitly explained to him that all operations will inevitably leave scars. Things can be done to reduce scarring, but there will always be scars, girl. I could not agree more. I didn't actually bring this up in the last episode, but plastic surgery is always going to leave scars. Depending on where you get that surgery, depends on how hidden those scars can be, but you are always going to have scars. With that being said, my lovelies, grab yourself a beverage. Today, I'm on the pink energy. Unbranded hoomst. Pop your little ochanger right into your botched scandal hole. It's a working title. And let's watch another episode of Botched.
Beautiful.
I want to be sexy. I want to be on MySpace. It's going to get so bored, aren't you, of me talking about MySpace, even though this was like 10 years after MySpace.
I want to be perfect.
Right, here we go. Is this Beverly Hills? I've not been there yet.
I'm
Oh,
Lacey Wildd, and I'm known for my body.
I was going to
My
say, a
boobs are
busty
triple
woman has
L.
arrived.
That's 3,500 cc's in each breast, so altogether I'm 7,000 cc's.
Oh. She's dead.
Oh, thank God.
I'm sorry. This woman has 7,000 cc's of breast enhancement going on in here on this day. 7,000. I can't imagine what state her vertebrae must be in. For context, I have 375 in each breast. She has just about 10 times the amount that I have in mine. Shocking, girls.
I'm actually 1 cup of water short of a gallon in each breast.
A gallon?
I don't think I've
a
seen my
gallon
toes
of
in 20
breast.
years.
Oh, dear.
Mega boobs are when you're over
Mega boobs.
2,000 cc's. You
Right.
don't even count unless you're over 2,000.
Right, well, I've never heard. I'm learning here today, my lovelies. Are you learning here today? There is a community of boob enthusiasts, and they apparently have tiers of how booby you are. Mega boobs are 2,000 plus, but this woman's at 7,000, so what's she? Super mega extra deluxe boob?
Gentlemen, Digivolve 2!
Super mega extra deluxe boob? You just don't know who's living next door, do you? Although you would probably be able to tell if she lived next door to you, I'm guessing. Big titty lady videos on the internet. Right, I guess today we're making big titty lady videos on the internet.
All of big breast women.
Big
there
breast
are
women.
big breast icons.
Baby,
and there is a
Savoy.
list. There is actually a Guinness World Record.
Of
I think
course.
I'm like number 6 now. I do intend on being one of the top 3 in the world.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I really,
Did she ever get
really want my triple Qs.
That's quite a
I
tangerine
started this
top,
journey
isn't it?
in
Oh
getting
my
my
goodness
breasts
me.
done when I was made fun of as a child by one of my siblings.
Oh dear, well that will last, won't it? A lot of the people we see here are like, well, actually, when I was a child, bullied, and it's like, oh, so that's why you went for 7,000 cc's of breast implants, is it? No. Now, giant big mummy milker bimbo breasts aren't exactly for me, but I also do respect the aesthetic that kind of comes with it. Like, usually people that have breast implants of this size are usually involved in a certain subculture. That is bimboism or bimbo. What's it called? Bimbo. It's called bimbo something. Bimbo. I can't believe that in Europe it's known as a bread. Bimbo! Now, I do enjoy a little bit of the bimbo aesthetic. I'd be a bit remiss to not. I mean, a lot of the other plastic surgery trans dolls that exist in this world are also into the bimbo aesthetic. You know, it's a thing. It happens. She's there. While it's not for me, I can also respect the hustle because, like, it's not easy, is it? It's not easy being a big, giant, big titty lady video on the internet. No.
She told me I was flat-chested.
But she's not, though.
And as I got older, I went out and I got my breasts done. The result and the way the world treated
see there. Hang on. I've gone too far. This size, I quite like. Oh, that's like, could I? I don't know. I feel a bit top heavy, I think. But like the roundness, if you're into the plastic aesthetic, like it's all about the roundness, isn't it? Big, round plastic lady. On the internet.
And the way the world treated me and the way they looked at me was so different that I was like, man, I'm really onto something here.
Looks like she's got mist.
Everyone
on
always
the lip.
asks me, like, does your back hurt? Are they soft? Are they real? I'm like, yeah, real expensive. I didn't do this in a day. I've been carrying big boobs since I was 21 years old, and it's.
I know I'm interrupting again, but I am. Oh my goodness me! Is anyone getting June vibes for some reason? I will say there is something about people that get like really big breast implants. Eventually, like the muscles on your chest cavity start to like increase in strength as well. So you end up with a little bit of like a stronger upper body. And sometimes if you're not paying attention to your lower body as well, it can kind of look a little bit outbalanced. But I guess for some people, that's kind of the aesthetic, isn't it?
I've had a lot of complications along the way.
Oh,
Had my pec muscle ripped because of the weight and my vein ripped. I was bleeding internally and my breast got about this big in like 3 seconds. I had to be rushed into surgery. So that was like a big reality check for me because at that moment I realized.
Do you know, also, I know what she's saying is really shocking, but like I'm a front sleeper. I can only really get good sleep if I look like I've kind of like collapsed, coma, you know, face down. If your breasts are ever that big, I mean, I struggle to do it now. Could you ever with boobies that large? Or is it just forever the Nosferatu?
Time for a brow lift.
Wow, I'm playing with fire here. I could lose my breast for good.
Yes, of course,
So
complications.
I had pig skin.
I'm sorry.
Had pig skin implanted into my body around the edges and underneath to secure
Right,
my
so she's transhuman at this point.
pocket and to hold up the 21-pound breast. I'm half pig.
Oh, production would have been like, give us an oink, girl.
Naughty mummy.
I'm obsessed
Oink,
with getting the
piggy,
triple
titty
Qs.
bitch.
I mean, I'm at the point where I sleep it, I eat it, I breathe it, I live it.
If
and
she fell over,
I
would she
want
hurt
it.
herself?
I'm never happy. I think there's always a work in progress with Lacey Wildd. She's always got to suck and tuck something.
Ah, see. This is where this kind of aesthetic, unfortunately, can lead into body dysmorphia because she's just said something there which really resonates with me. I'm never finished. I'm always a work in progress. So for me, I very much think that the best plastic surgery outcomes, for my personal aesthetic tastes, are the ones that have an end goal. The ones that are like, you know what? That's enough. I've got to there. And that's it for me. It's either maintenance or just shimmying around the shape ever so slightly, maybe with non-surgical means. Someone that says, oh, well, I've always got to have something done, got to get something nipped, something tucked, something, you know, stretched and pulled, makes me kind of go like, oh, so there is something happening that is either an addiction or you're running away from something, or there's something there somewhere that's like, you know? Happy, healthy, content people with mentally stable lives don't usually become addicted to plastic surgery. Doesn't mean these people are bad, it just means that there's something happening, you know?
I didn't mean that way.
Right. I think you might have a little bit. Those shoes. Right, here we go, girls. Elegance.
My
Selena
breasts
boobs.
look horrendous. They almost
Is
look
this
like
another boob episode? God, this episode's called Girls Gone Wild, girl. Right, I'm gonna have to blur this because Selena booby. Selena S titties.
look horrendous. They almost look like if I was like part alien.
So
My whole life.
I don't think she's part alien. Selena here has breast asymmetry. I can't remember what it's called. Is it called ptosis? Pteriosis? Or is that where they tilt down? I can't remember exactly what the word is. I'll put it in here.
She's a journalist, ladies.
But one of her breasts is lower than the other one. It does look like she's had implants and one of them has either slipped or the other one hasn't. Drop and fluff. The drop and fluff. The bend and snap.
I've always been very insecure with my
I used to
body.
have these
I've always been flat
contact
chested, having guys making fun of me, telling me I had a dream I had sex with you and I woke up touching the wall. I mean, I didn't feel like a woman. I felt pretty much like a boy.
Oh, men have gotten away with far too much.
Could you give us some of your political beliefs?
Kill everyone now!
I went in for my surgery. I was too excited, so I just found the first person online and
Oh.
I just got him done. I
Oh,
woke up
dear.
and I wasn't happy.
Yeah, so she's had an implant
They
go
were
wrong.
really hard and round. I did go back in. Doctor said, if you want to get resurgery, it's going to cost another $4,000. And I knew I could not afford that. So
Scam,
I just stuck
scamdemic.
with those for 10 years. Hi, baby.
Oh dear, her boyfriend is a big daddy milker videos on the internet, shall we say?
I'm sorry, what?
My boyfriend, Eric, I met him 2012.
I know,
I
he's
love him more than
Erica.
anything. I mean, he's so optimistic, warm-hearted, funny,
Oh, they're very
genuine.
a couple,
She loved life. I
aren't
mean,
they?
the first time I think we laughed pretty much throughout the entire date.
The doorbell, girls!
Naughty mummy.
My Vichy Derma Blend loose powder's just arrived. I've heard that this is superior to the Laura Mercier, but I guess we will see. And I also can't remember what I was talking about, so I'm sure it'll come up again soon. Oh, look at this man. He looks sweet.
She loved life. I mean, the first time I think we laughed pretty much throughout the entire date.
Aw.
People probably thought we were drunk
I
at
love a
noon.
big,
That's
dumb
why I fell in
himbo.
love with Selena.
I remember the first day I took off my shirt in front of him. I just kept covering. He's like, why do you cover so much? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't want to tell him that. I was really insecure. And I'm like, that's it. Like, I'm not going to go through this anymore. I'm not going to be afraid of being intimate with my boyfriend.
When she got
wow.
her second surgery, I didn't really think that she needed it. And she kept telling me, you know, this is to please you.
Okay, so she's had a second surgery and the second surgery went wrong. So it looks like her first surgery was just far too like up and round with a lot of projection. Almost too bimbo if she wanted something that's a bit more of a natural look. It does look like she's had them put over the pectoral muscle, which if it's a textured implant, I don't know, we're probably going to find out in a little bit, tend to look more like what's known in the bimbo world as bolt-ons, like bolt-on big booby lady. So if she wasn't going for that or going for something a little bit more natural looking, this surgery was not the one for her.
I didn't really think that she needed it. And she kept telling me, you know, this is
Oh,
to
it's always
please
the
you.
boyfriends, isn't it?
I
You
want to
don't
make sure that
need
you're
it,
happy with
it's
me. I
nice,
told her,
until you get
like,
one that's like, yeah, get bigger. And then you have to say, I'm sorry, sir, I'm going to block you on WhatsApp.
He's dead.
baby, I love, you know, your breasts the way they are right now.
And I was so excited. I wake up from surgery and I couldn't wait. I went home, I took off the bra, and I mean, it was horrible.
Oh,
They were
no.
just like this. Every time I looked in the mirror, it just
Oh,
got worse.
gosh.
It's just like,
So
wow.
the second
Like,
surgery
I mean,
was the
I might have this deformity the rest of my life.
Oh, that's quite significant as well. It's not like minimal, where you could sort of
So
like
I got a tweet for
claim it's natural or kind of do things that weren't surgical to combat it. But if you're going to get surgery, you want it to go right, don't you? And you're well within your rights to do so.
So I got a
Cat
tweet
thee
from
off the-
England about me that says, is it weird that I find Dr. Dubrow attractive? Why
Yes.
weird? Why
Very
do all the
strange.
tweets that I get that talk about whether I'm attractive or not, why do they have to qualify it with the, he's not attractive, but I weirdly find him attractive? It's like one of those...
I know people that would absolutely raw dog him face down, ass up, big titty lady videos on the internet.
Very handsome.
You know what? I want to check your Twitter account. Could you
Go ahead.
imagine if they say
Dear.
that about me and what they must be
Yeah,
saying?
they say
Bother
I'm
now.
beautiful is what they say about me.
Oh, here it is.
That's on my
Ick.
Twitter.
What does that mean?
Aww.
Oh,
the girls are getting catty. Right, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
So nice to
Terry
meet
Dubrow,
you.
nice to meet you.
Dubrow
Nice to meet you.
and
Terry
Eric.
Dubrow, nice to meet you.
Eric, you
Pleasure,
just
sir.
broke my hand.
Sorry. Yeah.
He's been at the Tremboloni sandwiches.
You've gotten out of shape, I want to tell you. My first impression is Selena looked like a gym rat. Incredibly fit, low body fat.
There's something quite, like, unpleasant about the word gym rat, isn't there? I feel like gym rat is one of those, it's like an in word. If you are a self-confessed gym rat, you could probably, like, jokingly call your friends gym rats. But, like, I prefer gym bunny. All the boys in my life are gym bunnies. You're bunnies.
Are
Okay.
Incredibly fit, low body fat, and very intense. So, are you guys married or boyfriend, girlfriend?
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay. How long you guys been together?
A year and 3 months.
So what I'd like to know is basically, what can we do for you?
Oh my
kind of a
goodness.
fresh relationship.
I've gone through so much. From back in 2004, I've had nothing but horrible surgeries. I wanted to make them fuller because I was flat-chested.
So, you had no breast tissue at all? You had nothing?
I have very, very little. I mean, I'm sure I have some, but always had doctors say, you are very thin and you are gonna be kind of difficult to work with. And I'm like, and that's never good to hear that.
Right.
10 years of living with horrible boobs, and right now I'm actually more concerned in them just being proportioned and just pretty looking.
So smaller
Okay.
is okay.
If you're talking about going back to A, no, but that would actually make me cry just thinking about that right now.
Should we go do a physical exam and see what's going on?
Okay, so we can see there she definitely wants some size. She wants like them to be like pow booby. She didn't really say she wanted to go smaller, did she? It's kind of a reconstruction. But if she's got like very little breast tissue, I wonder how the pectoral muscle is full stop, because you kind of need a little bit of pectoral muscle to keep them in place. So I wonder if maybe there was a complication there. I guess we'll just have to shut up, Luxeria, and find out.
It would mean the world to me if I could get my breasts fixed. I want them to be non-ripply and just even.
So put your hands on
Maybe
your
they are
hips
over the
and
muscle.
flex, push. There you go. Okay, so you do have some contraction when you push. This crease is about an inch lower than this one. Selena's breast implants look really unnatural. The skin is so thin, if it weren't for the scar tissue, you could read the label on the implant. Good news is you have capsular contracture. I know that normally isn't good news, but in your case, that capsule, that scar is our best friend. The number one complication of breast augmentation surgery is capsular contracture, which is basically surrounding of the implant with scar tissue. What it did was it thickened up your breast tissue. But we're going to use that scar tissue because it's thickened up your skin.
Yes, use
Someone
it as
like Selena, who has very little breast tissue and a wide breastbone, you really are going to always have a kind of a significant separation between the two implants.
Right.
So what I want to go for is even,
Yes.
natural, pretty. I think we might be able to achieve the same size. We can sew in some mesh material that would allow some scar tissue to grow in. The one thing you have to be willing to do is give it time for the scar to grow in. It's not like you sew in the mesh and it's done.
So it doesn't show right away then.
It'll be better right away, but it'll take time.
To me, good is gonna be perfect.
You guys are a great couple
So
together.
does that mean that she can't go to the gym? Well, obviously, I mean, you can't really go to the gym after breast implants anyway, like 6 weeks off the gym minimum. But does that mean they're going to take them out, do the reconstruction, and then put new ones in? Or are they going to do it all at the same time? I wonder, girls!
Thank you.
This guy kind of loving you.
He is very lovely.
That's how he
very
is to me all the
lovely.
time.
Would you take him to the gym? Because
Very sweet, a
not getting better, it's-
sweetie! Everyone loves a sweetie! Oh, to the civic centre. Yes. British pocket.
Love this restaurant.
Ooh, that's
Me too.
hot.
I'm gonna make Michael bring me here.
Right, who's this?
What about you, Missy girl? What's going on with you?
Who's this lady?
Not a whole lot.
Purple lady?
Unfortunately. What? I'm dating, but it's hard because I'm very self-conscious. I look like SpongeBob right now because my stomach protrudes a little bit from the muscles.
What? Sorry,
not being-
what was this? Franken
Because my
tummy?
sto-
Christina's got a Franken tummy. Who comes up with this? I think that's very unpleasant, isn't it? So she looks like she's had a tummy tuck and complications have happened. Let's see. They do love to make them be like, right, stand in a very unpleasant pose, don't they?
And my liposuction's just all off, so I just kind of look like a square.
yes, I
My
see
belly
what you
button looks like a
mean.
vagina. It's an ugly mess with like a square. My belly button looks like a vagina. It's an ugly mess with like a nasty, like huge scar
Yes.
around it. I feel
Quite
chubby
prone
and
to
I feel
scarring.
like a freak. After I had 3 kids, my stomach looked like somebody had blown up a balloon and just let all the air out, and it was just like this elastic.
Pregnancy
ugly
is
mess.
no joke.
And then my husband
See it
and I
all the
split up.
time in science.
Just getting back out there in the dating world, so I started thinking about it.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
And then my husband and I split up. Just getting back out there in the dating world, so I started thinking about a tummy tuck, just to feel confident with myself. Because you always think there's younger girls, there's prettier girls, there's more in shape girls. I'm a mom, I have 3 kids, I work full time, I can't dedicate my life to the gym. I came out of surgery, they're like waking me up. They literally had me stand up like maybe 10 minutes after I woke up.
Just kicked you out?
Yeah, they're like,
I
okay,
think-
bye.
Oh dear. I feel like there are certain plastic surgeries that always look dramatic, even if they're on track to be healed really well. And tummy tuck scars is one of those ones that looks worse than it is, if that makes sense. I do want to say something about pregnancy, though. I am someone who cannot get pregnant, but I think there's been a beauty myth perpetuated in like television, magazines, like even the beauty world, that like getting back to your pre-pregnancy body is a thing that can be done. For the majority of people that go through pregnancy and people that give birth, you will not have the same body as when you started. It is a very intense process. And I feel like this isn't really talked about very much outside of like mummy groups and mummy support places. Like the beauty world doesn't often talk about this. And I feel like it's something that needs to be spoken about so that people can really understand exactly what your body goes through. Mostly not even for like other people who want to experience pregnancy, mostly so that men can understand, because a lot of men are like,
oh, yeah, you get back on that bike, wouldn't you? Yeah, you look the same as when you did when you were 18, girl.
It's not the same. It's not going to happen.
It's got a glimpse of my stomach. About 4 days later, I had like pinched, pleated type skin, like if you said you were going to make an apple pie and then you stuck the crust on top and then you pinched the crust all the way around. That's what my stomach looked like on the bottom. Remember I told you how I got MRSA? MRSA is a bacterial
not MRSA
infection. Infections happen, which is not a big deal, but when you go to your doctor and you say, why do I have greenish yellowish ooze coming out of my belly, and the doctor's like, oh, you're good, it'll heal, you're fine, there's no infection there.
We need to name and shame these people. MRSA, or MRSA, is absolutely no joke. It's like a bacterial infection. I think it's related to Staphylococcus. Is it Staphylococcus? But it's also one of these ones that surprisingly only really happens in hospitals.
And I saw like some like yellowish, greenish discharge. So I made an appointment.
Oh,
I get there and he said, oh, it's fine. Holes happen. Skin opens up. We deal with it a lot. It's common. So I made an appointment with just a general practitioner, and I went down and he took a sample of it, and it turned out to be MRSA. It's hard enough, with the ex having a 30-year-old girlfriend, and I go over there. She's all
so the ex was like
all her skinny stuff, and I'm just like, hi. I'm here to get my kids. I want to feel self-confident. I want to be able to wear a bathing suit or wear shorts or wear a tank top and not have to worry about reaching up and getting something off a shelf with, my shirt coming up and just, nastiness being exposed. I date, but I don't really commit to anything because I feel so self-conscious.
Yeah, you want to be confident like Pitbull, face down, booty up.
Oh, God.
The confident, Christina, the confident.
Just like Pitbull, face down, booty up.
Jesus was a bottom.
What wonderful breast, tummy patient do you have for us today?
Breast?
We have a tummy tuck that went bad.
Right.
Yeah, look at this. I think this.
That's MRSA.
Right. This really significant redness and skin loss and tissue death.
Well, I just love the way you tissue death.
Yeah, he's very TV, isn't he? Like, you can tell he's been on TV a while. He doesn't just say, like, oh, there's been tissue death and signs of necrosis. He's like, tissue death, girls. Necrosis who?
MRSA is a very dangerous bacteria. It can lead to what's called a necrotizing fasciitis, which is basically flesh-eating disease.
Yes.
It can spread throughout your body, cut off your limbs, get into your eyes, make you blind, and kill you.
It can. See, he's a TV man.
Dubrow, here is Christina.
Hello.
Hi. A little bit nervous about coming in. Just the anxiety from the previous surgery. and all
she's
the
been at
pain
the
that I went
Dyson.
through, and just everything kind of just got me a little freaked out.
Obviously, you had a tummy tuck and some liposuction, and it didn't go well.
No.
Right.
Not well at all.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, last June, I decided that I wanted to get a tummy tuck, so I went to the doctor. I went in, talked to him. We made the appointment. I went under. Everything went good with surgery. I came out. And
so
went
this is
home.
only a year ago.
After a couple days, I peeled the bandages off, and it just didn't look like the other tummy tucks I had seen.
It got infected, didn't it?
It did. It got infected.
That was the main problem, right? So tell us about that.
I had a really bad infection.
So that's among the worst bacterial infection you can get. That can be a flesh eater.
Dr. Dubrow's telling me that. I'm just floored. I had no idea that it could be that bad.
So let's go have a very clear physical exam and see what your tissue looks like and figure out if this is doable and what we can do for you. Okay.
Right, come on then,
I'm
girlie.
more freaked out because I'm just worried about getting an infection again. Does the surgery outweigh the risks? And it freaks me out bad.
What is it that you really want us to fix here?
Just the poochiness, the scarring, the dog ears, the unevenness, the dents, and of course the vagina belly button.
That's it?
It's
Just
all
that?
a train wreck. It's a complete train wreck. I would like my stomach to have that 8-pack definition, not even a 6-pack, like an 8-pack definition, and like somebody bounces like a penny off of it and it just goes flying.
Whenever you have kids like this,
I do want to say that does seem a little bit unrealistic. I don't think she will ever be able to get to an 8-pack definition where a penny will go flying. That takes a lot of skill and time and effort alongside certain non-surgical options to get to that level of definition, especially for a cis female body that hasn't had any like hormonal enhancement, shall we say. I do think there might be an aspect of delusion, but hopefully it's not going to like stand in the way of her progress.
whenever you have kids like this, you need to tighten muscle
Yeah.
because the internal organs are pushing out and it gives you, a little
Right.
bit of a sort of a beer belly type
Yeah.
thing. When you have kids and you get pregnant, the separation between the right and left 6-pack increases and widens.
Yes.
So what we do is we sew the right muscle to the left muscle, closing the distance, flattening
Almost
the
like
abdomen.
hernia
It's essentially
surgery.
an internal girdle. Okay, well
Internal
the good news
girdle?
is this
Internal girdle?
internal girdle. Okay, well the good news is this is very fixable.
Okay.
But the bad news is you have to be willing to take on the risk of infection again. And your risk of infection is higher than it was before. So
Really?
if you're willing to take
Because she already had it?
on the risks in order to get this fixed, which I think you are, then I think we're willing to take it on and fix your problem because this is it's not a good result.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Well, at least
I
he was
know I had
honest with
really,
her.
really bad complications with the first one, but I kind of feel like I have to have this reconstructive surgery to get back out there and just feel confident with myself.
I do
Questions
wonder what sort of angle the producers get these people on this show for, because hers seems to clearly be about dating. We haven't really heard her say to build my confidence, to make me happier with my life. We've heard it to be more framed as like to get back out there, to get back on the horse, to find myself a man.
Don't bother.
Although I guess like it's a fine reason to have if you're okay with it. I mean, at the end of the day, this is her decision. I do find it interesting that they've gone with this route. I wonder how much of it is production and how much of it is her being like, I want to get a nice man and an 8-pack will get me there. I haven't worn nice nails in such a long time. I'm trying to give my nails a rest, but they just look hateful.
About the process?
Yeah, there's only one thing. I have really bad anxiety when I'm gonna have surgery. I hyperventilate. Sometimes I've passed out before.
Yeah.
So is there anything we can do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink heavily the night before.
I start to panic a little bit when I get by the table. I don't know, it's always been even when I had my children. It's just, I'm a freak, I guess.
Medical anxiety is real. It doesn't make you a freak.
Give you something, belly up to the bar. Literally, belly up to the bar. And give you a cocktail to mellow you out, and it's gonna be good. You're gonna have a very good
half of
experience.
the reason. That's why medicine exists, is for these sorts of situations to help you cope in an everyday life. So anyone that says like, everyone gets anxiety when you go to the doctor, girl.
Show me to me, please.
Yes, they might do, but it depends if you have a full-blown panic attack. There is options to help.
Mellow you out, and it's gonna be good. You're gonna have a very good experience with us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
A
Pleasure.
goodly experience.
Thank you.
Oh, here she is, girl. Miss Booby 1990 Boob. That production's just made her go like, have you got a slutty outfit? Have you got slutty heels? Why don't you just go outside? We'll film you being all slutty in public. Yeah. Oh, you are a slut, aren't you? Yeah. That's what production have done here. She's on the Hollywood Boulevard. They do have motion, don't they? Oh, I see she's signing because she's mega boobies.
When I tweet that I'm doing a signing, it's always an adventure. You don't know who's going to show up and why.
Of course.
Close up?
Of course. Oh, nice.
All guys are boob guys. They have to look at your boobs no matter what. Even if they're not boob guys and I walk in the room, they're going to look at my boobs.
Hey, Lacey, can I get an autograph from my brother?
Sure, which one do you want?
I'll go that one.
Oh.
But you can tell boob guy because I
It's not for me, but I can tell it's for her.
instant. It's embarrassing. Like, I've had some really weird experices.
I bet you have. Boobs bring out, just
They go to get
sexual
their picture,
behavior
they're
in
like-
men is very
You're
odd
like,
sometimes.
He's not, I hope he's not, that's gross. There you go. You had it!
Kind of comes with the
What are you
territory
doing?
a little bit.
There! He's got the coolest glasses I've seen. He's missing the boobs. You gotta let me do it. You're too short. Everyone sees my pictures on the internet, but they don't really get to know me for me, because a lot of people think I'm like this really stuck up witch, which I'm not. I like letting people know that my heart is probably bigger than my boobs.
Oh.
How are you?
Hi, girl.
Very
You're
sweet.
awesome.
Oh, is this?
How
Who's this?
Have a seat. I'm doing all this stuff for the.
Lori,
insane
Lacey's
all day.
friend.
I don't know if you
Is she also in the boob community?
I'm really wanting to get him to a triple Q.
Right.
So that's adding like 2,000 cc's. My biggest concern about the.
Sorry. She wants to go to a triple Q? Triple Q?
This is my real hair.
Okay, I can't imagine. That would be like carrying a wheelbarrow of cement around with you at all times of the day and night. She wants to go 2,000 cc's bigger and she's already got 7, so she wants to be at 9,000 cc's. That's not the kind of thing you make for longevity, is it? That's the thing that you're like, I had them for 3 years and then I was like, I've had enough, girl.
Triple Qs is that the skin density. Like
Oh
how
yeah,
much
can you
skin I
even
have,
get that? Like
but
you
if
have
I
to be
can't have my
genetically
triple Qs,
gifted to even get
it's
there
like
with.
the end of me. I feel like it's the end of me. So
Gotta be safe. Gotta be healthy. You know?
yeah, I'm willing to take a few risks.
There's a risk and then there's triple Q implants. Selena,
I'm
girl!
excited.
Yeah.
Aww, she's bringing her pet himbo for support.
Finally gonna happen, this big surgery.
I
Lifetime
do love
changing,
a
I think.
house himbo, a house pet himbo, the best kind. She's obsessed with it.
When I wake up, I think we should definitely celebrate. Well, of course, I have to heal first.
The last year that she's been dealing with this, it's been kind of like an up and down roller coaster. One day she's happy, the next day she's sad.
I'm gonna take you back.
That is
I'm gonna go
the
down.
nature of an
Bye, I love
emotional
you.
journey.
Bye, baby. I love you. I'll be right there when you get out, okay? So for me, her being fixed is just hopefully to get the girl that I met back. The happy-go-lucky, fun-loving, let's go anywhere, do anything type girl.
Hello.
Hi, Selena. How are you?
Doing awesome. How are
What's he
you?
doing on his
Good to
phone?
see you. Are you
Note
nervous?
caught in
Very.
8K.
Well, let's try to calm some of those fears by going over everything in detail. Selena's the classic example of it's a scalpel, not a magic wand. A really good result may not be good enough.
Okay.
I don't, 2 months from now, want you to say, wow, they were great
know.
2 weeks ago.
I know.
But look, I'm developing capsular contracture again. The fact that you did it with this one means it can come back with any of them.
But to be honest with you, there was a few things I did in my last surgery. I took off the bra right away, and I didn't finish my antibiotics. I tried on bikinis like the very same day I came. That's probably, do you think that could be contributed to why it happened?
No question.
Then maybe it won't come back then.
Exactly.
Because I caused it.
Exactly. Telling your doctor the truth is always a good
Yeah,
idea. So,
Hang on a little finger-licking moment, madam. You have to listen to your post-op care. You just do. I know that, like, everyone's like, no, it's all about me. You are not that special, sis. The doorbell! Is that the door again? Popular. Biscuit. Gosh, she's popular with the postman today. Right, what was I saying? Listen to your surgeon. Listen to post-op.
maybe we'll just put you under anesthesia for a month. You take off the dressing and you start moving the implants around, bending over, looking, seeing if there's rippling in the mirror. You can cause bleeding and a surgical emergency in the middle of the night. And you know what? I got little kids at home and a wife in bed. I don't want to get up to take you back to the operating room because you're bleeding because you're not following directions. Okay, so we have opposite problems with each of the breasts. The left breast is high and hard and encapsulated. The right breast has no scar tissue and is low and out. For Selena's surgery, we're going to take out her old implants and reshape her breast pockets to try to make them even. I'll add some mesh to strengthen up her breast tissue and put in 2 new implants. When we're done, she'll have 2 symmetrical breasts.
I would love to know what kind of implants they're using. Like, are they medium profile, low profile, high profile, textured implants, round, teardrop? Like, what's happening, girl? And what's the CC? I want to know the CC. Are they even silicone? They might be saline.
Nothing. She has nothing.
535.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's slightly different than...
Humongous.
I was actually surprised that the implants were larger than I thought they would be, because what the implants were her entire breast volume. So the fact that she has essentially no breast tissue makes this a lot more complicated, because I'm not working with breast, I'm working with scar. Look at that, nothing. She has nothing.
I have more breast tissue.
That's right, Dr. Mest has more breast tissue than this patient.
I also have man boobs, so.
I'm going to do what's called a capsulorrhaphy, which is to stitch up the pocket from the inside.
Right.
Which will allow it to be raised and brought towards the center.
Yes, so that's the
Could you give me a piece of mesh?
Yes.
I put mesh into people who have very thin skin. It's like adding a lining inside of a coat. It thickens it up and makes it so you can't see the inside contents of the pocket.
Okay,
Let's put in 550 cc smooth
Is it the
silicone
same mesh that they would use for a hernia, I'm guessing then?
I think despite the fact that her goals and expectations may be a little unrealistic, I think I nailed it.
Okay.
Does it look good? Yeah, right?
Ooh.
It's looking really good. Let's close. I warned Selena preoperatively that she might have to go to a smaller implant and that I determined what's required to get her a good, safe, comfortable result. So I'm really pleased that I was actually able to go a little bit larger.
Hey, baby.
Larger? Larger than she was, or larger than... How was she in surgery
When I
with
saw Selena
a full
after
face of makeup
surgery,
on?
it made me happy that she was obviously still there, that everything looked good. I don't know, I just missed her being away. As corny as that sounds, I know it was only 4 hours, but I was like, oh, there's my baby.
Do you have any questions?
This little himbo is so sweet. So sweet. What a sweet, delirious little himbo.
She mentions like, oh, I'm gonna try to shower tonight. I was like, no. I'm like, shower tonight? No shower. And she's like, maybe I can just put like a bag over. And I was like,
okay, yeah. Are
no.
you really?
Yeah.
No showering.
Okay, absolutely not. Nothing.
Stick to it.
All right,
Just
thank you.
rest,
Thank you.
sit
All right,
down, and think about what you've done.
Baby. Oh, there's the scrunch face.
Oh, we so rarely see men in these shows that are like absolutely devoted. And that's what a relationship should be like. You should have someone that wants to be around you and wants to care for you. That's what it should be. Makes you sick. I want to be glitter. Lacey girl, she's here in the same shoes yesterday.
Hello.
Is this her surgery
Can I see
outfit?
the doctors? I really, really want my triple Qs. They are so important to me. They're my life. They're the way I make my money, my living, and they're part of who I am. How are you doing?
I'm Dr. Nassif.
Nice to meet you.
Terry Dubrow.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat.
The first thing I thought when Lacey walked in the room was that Terry was going to be like a kid in the candy store. He loves this kind of stuff.
The reason I'm here is I want to get my breast bigger. It can be
You really want your breasts bigger?
Yeah. I want to go to a triple Q. I'm 3,500 cc's now. I want to go to 5,000.
3,500?
In each, yeah.
3,500 cc implants are so large. I've never even put in implants that were half that size that total up to 3,500 cc's.
Can you
This
actually
is
even
7,000
implants that big?
cc's of breast fun. Did they special make implants for you?
They're expanders.
Tissue expanders.
Of course
that
they are.
Well, I had implants, and then I switched them out to expanders. I've been expanding for the last couple years.
A tissue expander, which has a little fill tube and a port in her armpit, so you can add and subtract fluid from those.
That is
They
wild.
were not designed to be used as regular breast implants.
They're not.
You must have had
Well,
some
basically,
problems.
we saw this in the last episode where Mike had to have a tissue expander on the back of his head for his scarring. So it's the same concept. You have a little like filler hole and a port. I don't know. The idea of just having like willy-nilly can blow up your boobies as much as you want or as little as you want just is wild to me. So wild.
So these.
Well, I had this pec muscle rip, so I had an internal bra put in. And
With
then
what? Made out of what?
Pigskin.
So you have pig skin in you?
Yeah.
On both sides or one side?
Both sides. And then I have pigskin in my corset and my stomach as well.
You have a lot of pig skin.
If someone does not want cadaver skin, pig skin is almost the same thing, so you can use either one.
So
Let me
you
ask you a
don't have
question.
dead
Is
person.
it difficult to have relations?
No,
Or is
no.
it
I'm not against the idea of having. Oddly enough, I'm vegetarian, pescatarian now. Actually, most of the time. The idea of having pig skin, I don't know. For some reason, my little vegetarian brain is like, oh no, this is different. Because it's a surgery aspect? Why is that? People who are stricter vegetarians than I and vegans, please explain to me in the comments why I feel that's different. Do you feel like it's different? I don't know, cosmetic is very elective most of the time, so it's like, oh, what an ethical question here in the studio today, my lovelies. God, we do cover a lot on here, don't we? Yeah.
It's more enhanced. Sex is amazing, I mean.
So you can have traditional missionary type sex?
Yeah, I can't be on my stomach, you know, I
Right.
have to stand up, but no, yeah, missionary, yeah, of course. My body does a double clap when I'm having sex. Do you know
Double
what
clap?
that,
Meaning
do you know what
what?
that means?
No, tell us.
From behind, my butt claps and my boobs clap at the same time.
No, okay, it's like a standing ovation, except it's lying.
Oh, it's like a blow-up seal. Well, I mean, I do find it rather suspicious that Dr. Dubrow, again, is being all like,
sex talk. Let's talk about sex.
It's kind of irrelevant. See? He's not as squeaky clean as you all think he is, as we've seen on the Swan and Plastic Girls. Clapping like a woman in heat.
Right? You don't find it?
I think his face is turning red.
I mean,
I'm glad.
You don't find that?
He's like,
I find it.
I'm excited about showing him to you.
Someone
Terry,
needs to be.
it's putting me in these awkward situations in front of patients. I don't want to talk about my private and personal life with patients.
That's the right attitude.
If you go into a swimming pool, can you go down to the bottom?
No.
Are you required to wear a life jacket when you go on a boat? Or
No, and I can't wear a seatbelt.
So do you need, I mean,
I have a
that's your
doctor's
question.
note.
Would you, I mean,
I understand,
you have a
but-
doctor's note, you don't have to wear a seatbelt?
No, I have a doctor's note. I mean, I've gotten pulled over.
I mean, what is wrong with you?
You've gotten pulled over for no seatbelt. And they,
Right, and I can't wear one. Well, it would be more dangerous,
Well,
I
no,
think,
you
for me
can't
to
wear a seatbelt because
it would be
those-
more dangerous for me to wear one, I think.
Do you disable the airbags in your car?
I have my own airbags.
I think the airbags be
I have
jealous.
my own airbags.
You have these insured?
I have to have spent $250,000.
$250,000 on your
Yeah.
breasts.
In the last 20 years, yeah.
We will examine you. We will see whether
$250,000.
we feel that it's
And not a
safe,
spare $200
reasonable,
for a
possible,
better weft.
and doable.
To have two doctors to collaborate on such an important subject to me, I was so nervous. I was scared that they were going to tell me something I didn't want to hear.
So
guess it
we
is her
need to look at
business
your
after
skin
all.
thickness and see whether we can
Right,
thin
yes,
it out.
the
That's
skin's
the key, right?
is she thick?
Okay, so let's have a
She
look.
got thick skin. Be a trans woman on the internet.
I've never seen the breast this big before.
Right.
Not including Paul's breast that I saw in the locker room the other day. These are the biggest breasts I've ever seen. You have this what's called vascular blush, which is basically when the skin is very stressed.
Right, I'll show you a trick. Turn out the light.
God,
Oh my
what's
God,
this?
this is ridiculous.
Oh God,
I mean,
what's
those
this?
boobs are huge.
See this, watch.
Oh.
Now watch how long it takes.
Oh my God, that is like.
Wait, here, let's
that's
do
what
this.
I had to
Could you
try.
hold it, Lacey? Could you hold this for 1 second? Here, you pull this one off. Well, let's do it like this. Watch this.
You know, you're like a little kid, you know.
Look at that.
You're like in
It's
science.
like
But
these.
do you see
Remember
how
the
long
movie
it
The
takes?
Invisible Man? Remember that?
I honestly do not know if I'm going to be able to put that on YouTube, because that is... We're starting to get into, like, torture garden show, like, after dark adult show here. So... The lady, she's got very big boobies, as we know, big titty lady videos on the internet. Her skin is so tight that her veins are pushed right up against the skin that she can move and put pressure with her finger and stop the vein. And then when you release the pressure, the vein refills.
Scandalous.
Something to think about, I suppose.
No, I don't think I will.
We were lighting up her breast and seeing all the veins and watching the blood flow through them. It was cool for the first 10 seconds, and then, you know, Terry was going crazy about it for a good couple of minutes.
Look at how cool that is.
But look at, see, you can even see them all the way over here.
Wow. Paul,
Terry,
get closer.
keep your hands to yourself.
Look.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a lawsuit.
Lacey's breast with that flashlight was like a little science project. You know, you could see the vascular anatomy coursing through the skin. You can see how the blood supply goes to the nipple and the breast tissue. It's like being in medical school again. Awesome.
Compared to what we've seen,
Yeah, you've done
I mean, you're
pretty
extremely
well.
lucky.
Here's the thing. But
Everyone keeps saying lucky.
you are very, very lucky. My best guesstimation is that if you go more than 15% bigger, you're gonna hit a disaster.
Yeah.
It is
Right.
not.
How about if I just put in 1,000? Don't you think I could do that?
No way.
Are you serious?
If you do that, you are gonna burst through your skin, have a complete breast disaster. I would love to be able to help Lacey.
We saw that very recently with, rest in peace, Sophie Anderson, one half of the Cock Destroyers. She had a complication with a breast implant where it did start to migrate and leave the body. So these things happen and they're not rare. These complications are not rare when you start to modify your body to such an extent. Oh, gosh, poor thing.
Achieve her dreams, but it's just not safe. She goes
Yeah,
any
it's not
bigger
safe.
her breast size,
So
she's
she's gonna be
set up for
told,
wound
"No."
breakdown, exposure of the implant, and losing both of them.
Yeah.
You look scared for me.
It's scary. I mean, you're gonna end up a breast cripple.
Stop it.
You will
Don't
if you do
scare
that.
Me. I
Don't-
love my
I don't
girls.
think that's really
Keep
appropriate
them.
language,
Love
is it?
them.
Don't-
As
don't
long
touch
as you
them.
can.
I have to be honest. I don't think that the consultation with Dr. Dubrow and Dr. Nassif is going to stop me from getting my triple Q.
I was going to say, I think she's one of these patients where, like, no means this door is closed. and another one's going to open. There is always the risk, isn't there, of when you go to a good doctor and they say no or it's not possible, that then the patient wants to look at more unscrupulous ways or cheaper methods or alternative methods to get the result they want if they aren't, I don't know, like there's no sort of intervention of some sort. I wonder if we will see her in the reunion of this series. After the show finished, Lacey did in fact go and get her triple Qs. However, during the recent global pandemic, Lacey began to share views on social media that were quite anti-vax, suggesting that certain ingredients within the vaccines were straight up poisons, and was promptly called out by her fans, asking, is this irony? Because she did in fact experience complications with the triple Q breast implants, such as migration and breast implant exposure, leading her to need reconstructive surgery, and in fact flooding her body with toxins and poisons. You know, I'm forever surprised that there are people out there who truly believe that medical research is lying to you, but they will fully hook, line and sinker believe that Back Alley Betty is injecting you with the finest quality illegal substances.
And I will have what I want.
Are you a breast man?
There you go, see, she will have what she
I don't think he is. He's been very calm through this whole thing. I don't think he is.
I am a breast man.
I heard he's single, so.
He is single. That ship has not sailed.
There we go. Yeah, we're talking about you right now.
All right.
Now, from a personal
Yes, very
standpoint,
inappropriate. I'm glad that
I'm more
he
of a button
pulled that
man.
back.
God forbid if this turns into a disaster, please call us. We will help you.
Thank you.
I want to get down. The beach. The beach. The beach. Christina, go.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Checking in for surgery?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and sign in for us.
I have had anxiety coming into the surgery.
Right.
I had a couple breakdowns yesterday. I started crying and hyperventilating a little bit, but I talked myself down. I called friends and they kind of helped me through that. But I'm still feeling that nauseous butterfly. I'm going to pass out and just run out of here feeling.
Sometimes you just can't digest the butterflies.
I'm excited, but I think my nerves are overriding the excitedness right now.
Yes.
You're going to be awake?
Yep, gonna be awake. Nervous? Yeah. Dr. Dubrow said because I have so much anxiety about being put under that I have to be awake during surgery.
Hi, I'm gonna take you back.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. Okay. Bye, guys.
She has to be awake during the surgery. No, stop.
Dr. Dubrow said because I have so much anxiety about being put under that I have to be awake during surgery.
Hi, I'm gonna take you back.
I am only speaking for myself here, but no matter how bad my anxiety goes, it would be made a lot worse by being awake for surgery. I've had a hair transplant, an FUT transplant, which is where they take a section out of the back of your head and implant it into the front. When I had this section, it was a fully awake surgery. When I had this section being taken out of the back of my head, and you can't feel anything because you're numb, but you can definitely feel like the force of which things are being pulled and removed. That is the most anxiety-inducing thing I have ever felt in my life. And I've been stabbed. So I don't know in what world a doctor would suggest being awake for a surgery is to be better than taking anxiety medicine to help you go under. I mean, each to their own, I suppose.
I'm hoping that I don't look down and see my stomach open and the lipo bar just pushing into my stomach.
Well, that's it.
Let's hope.
That's more anxiety. No?
I'm really freaking out. I'm
Paparazzi.
freaking out.
Do you want to run out of here kind of thing?
Oh, she's shaking.
I want to pass out and freak out.
Quivering lady.
Dr. Mest will give you something to relax you, but you're going to be awake. We're going to be talking. So if you have pain, you let me know.
Okay.
And I'll usually ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst pain you've ever had, what is this pain?
Okay.
So if you yell out an 8, I know to completely stop and give you more numbing medicine. Christina has had surgery in the past and always had a panic attack before and after surgery. So I think the better course of action with her is to do her under IV sedation where she's awake and in control to minimize the chance she'll have that problem.
I'm not sure I agree, but I'm not a doctor.
The challenge here is that she's going to be awake. So that changes the dynamic of how the surgery is done because I can't just do whatever I want. I have to make sure that I monitor her for any pain and her anxiety level
This is the first time we've seen awake surgery.
How are you? Okay?
You're gonna feel pressure. You're gonna feel him working there. There's no way, just like at the dentist's
It's
office.
painless, but you feel
to
it
fix
still.
Christina's botched tummy tuck, we'll first do liposuction to tighten up her abdomen. Then we'll reshape her
The
belly
idea of being awake for lipo makes me very upset.
button to give it a much more natural look.
Okay.
Finally, we'll do a scar revision by making an incision, removing her old infected scar tissue, and moving her incision down below the bikini line.
What a sentence that is. Removing the old infected scar tissue. My channel is not family friendly, girls. No.
Oh, thank God. Your pain is my pleasure.
Stop it. Stop saying that.
There's no extra charge for the comedy, by the way. That's just tip the
Stop
waitress
being
and
funny
allow.
and do your job.
2 drink minimum.
Yes. That hurt?
Yeah. Let me give you a little bit more.
Yeah, we shouldn't have.
Exactly. Christina, slow deep breaths.
Sorry, I'm putting a little pressure.
That shouldn't hurt. That's
That
just her
doesn't
hand
hurt.
on your tummy, sweetie. I mean, does that hurt? That shouldn't hurt. We're just touching you, okay? Because of her panic disorder and her generalized anxiety problem, every time she felt something, she freaked out. So it was a big anesthetic roller coaster. Done with the belly button. Now we're going to do the scar revision.
Just put her under. Just put her under. Just put her under. Put her under. Just say, sorry lady, take a diazepam beforehand, but you're going under.
So long, farewell, I'll be there saying goodnight.
Removal of all these masses. That hurt? The touching of the thigh hurt? We always say the best patient in plastic surgery is the asleep patient.
Yes.
Ready?
So why did you advise this, you silly, silly man?
My plan is that during her scar revision, I'm going to make an incision below the scar, elevate the skin above where all
Elevate
those
the wig.
masses are, and try to
Reattach the
remove
wig.
that in one big chunk so I can get rid of all of it.
Chunk.
Look at this.
Look at this. Multiple infectious foci. The
You
mass
also
in
don't
her
want to hear the
stomach turned out to
conversation.
be
I don't want to hear about my multiple infected foci.
all those infections she had. Okay, so we've done the belly button revision. We have removed
I mean,
the
it looks
old
good.
scar and the masses associated with that. And we've done the liposuction of the flank area and the tummy. It's all done.
Okay. Potentially a successful woman. Okay, we have to... What's gonna happen next? Go. I am absolutely on the edge of my... Selena, go. Right, day 7.
I am feeling ecstatic. I'm just dying to put on a bikini. I know I have to wait, but I'm just dying to see what they're gonna look
Yes,
like. When
please
I'm
wait.
looking forward to it.
Good.
Well, hello there.
Hey, how are you guys?
Very good.
Nice little
Good.
A
himbo.
lot better than last time.
I bet, huh?
Less pain. Everything good.
When Selena admitted
STDs.
right before going into surgery that she didn't follow directions with her original surgery, that worried me that she was going to be non-compliant.
Imagine saying
with
that
me
right before surgery, being like,
postoperatively.
no, I don't pay any attention at all.
Oh, good. That's
Yeah.
very good to hear.
Right.
We have to keep a close eye on things because
Good
what could
results
go
so
wrong now
far.
is bleeding. And if that
Bleeds.
happens, one of them will swell up like a
Time to
football and be bursting out of your chest.
Nobody
The best way to
wants a
prevent a
football.
complication is do the right things postoperatively and identify a complication very early and treat it.
Right.
The other thing can happen is an infection. It usually starts as redness, and then swelling, and then warmth, and then pain. Usually in that order.
Right,
Are
so
you still on the
pay
antibiotics?
attention to how
I'm almost
warm
done
you
with
are.
it.
Okay.
Well, I'm so, yeah. Sound
You
like
get a breast implant infection, it starts to spread throughout your body, it takes over your immune system, and we have to take the implant out, you walk around with nothing.
I would die.
very
I'm
breast
worried
implant
about
illness,
getting
isn't
an
it?
infection. I mean, I might have to undergo surgery again, or having to take all these other medications. Definitely
done, that's
freaks
what
me
you
out.
want, isn't
so,
it?
yeah,
One
I'm
and
a little
done.
bit worried. Actually, a lot worried.
And I'm like, you gotta take these antibiotics. I'm like,
I
if
was
you
really
don't, I'm
thinking
like, it's
kinda
gonna
raw.
be bad. She's like, how bad? I'm like, bad.
He
That
told me
one
he'd
out.
love me
We
no
can take
matter
both
what. He's
out.
like, I love you with boobs or no boob.
Well, that's what you want.
By the way, I believe that.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I don't even believe he loves you more with better breasts. I don't believe that. I think he loves you the same.
I'm
I
sure
think
that
he
loves me more.
Well, that's besides the point.
Sorry, what did she say?
I think he loves you the same.
I'm
I
sure
think
that
he
loves me more.
Well, that's besides the point.
He's got a mind of his own, but
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Okay.
Dear.
But I promise you, he loves you when you're happy.
Yeah, he notices that. He's been noticing that too.
Yeah.
Yes, people
I
do
feel
glow
that
when
after
they're
this whole
happy.
surgery, it made me realize that my boyfriend Eric loves me to death no matter what.
You have any questions, issues? You text me.
So this seems
'Cause
very
happy
positive.
Patients get happy results.
I don't,
You
I
guys are
haven't, have I
great.
seen the results yet? I
Good
haven't
job.
seen the results
You're
yet.
welcome. Hey, my pleasure.
Are we going to get an after? Ah! I wonder if we'll get another after, because I didn't really get to see anything there. But through her top, They looked very nice and even, a sensible size, natural but still impactful. Oh, the highway, where you can get high on the way. No DUIs. Christina's day one, girly.
Good. You checking in for Dr. Dubrow?
For Dr. Dubrow, yes. The last surgery, I remember I was bedridden, I could barely move.
Oh, she's got the
Dr.
drains
Dubrow must
in.
be a miracle worker because I feel great.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning. Hi, Dr. Dubrow.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Right.
Do you remember the surgery?
Here and there, bits and pieces. Yeah, they had me heavily sedated, but I remember Dr. Dubrow trying to make some jokes and then nobody laughed.
You know we did, right?
Kind of, yeah, from what you told me before.
I did a lot.
Yeah.
Considering you were awake. I mean, I fixed the belly button. That was the hardest part. So it's the area that I'm most concerned about in terms of the cosmetic result.
And then tattoo one.
I just want to make sure that you're not developing a problem and the things are healing.
Right.
I mean, look how much better your stomach looks already. Look how you can tell you're going to have an innie.
I'm extremely happy that my vagina belly button is gone and that I'll have a regular belly button, which I guess would be in more of a shape of a butthole and less of a vagina. My stomach looks amazing for just, having surgery a day ago.
It's going to be a nice tummy.
It will look nicer.
It really is. Even swollen. That's a very good looking tummy.
Good job.
Well, so far. Let's not good mouth it. I'm superstitious, because you still have a lot of healing to do.
Yes.
As you see so far, is there any sign of MRSA?
There's no sign of any infection right now. You could develop a MRSA infection, but if you do, we will know it and know it early, and we will attack it.
I'm worried a little bit about
if
getting
something
MRSA.
does go wrong, you want to know ASAP, not like, oh, I think there might be, maybe a little bit, possibly, so I'll check later. Don't do any of that when it comes to surgery. In fact, don't do any of that when it comes to life, full stop. The faster a problem is identified and addressed, the less issues happen further down the line.
Just because I got it before, but Dr. Dubrow said we're going to stay on top of it.
She does
So
seem,
far,
although
amazing.
she's a little bit,
You're amazing. It's
post-surgery.
amazing. So far, so good.
She just
So let's
seems happier, which is the whole point, isn't it?
Thank you.
It was so nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you again. Thank you for
I wonder
taking
if she'll
care
get
of me.
back
My
out there
pleasure.
and get back on the horse, girl. Horse girl. Is that the famous LA tram system? Mac girls.
I feel amazing.
Oh!
My self-confidence is back. I feel like I can start dating again and just put myself out there.
Okay,
Well,
there we
not
go,
like
yeah.
putting myself out there like that, but you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like put myself out there so I can hug, be intimate if I want to, and
Yes.
if I reach up in the grocery store and get something off the shelf, that I don't have to worry about my shirt coming up because of the nasty scar and people looking and be like, oh my gosh, that's gross.
I must admit, though, I don't know if maybe this is a me thing, but I've never looked at someone in the supermarket who's gone to reach for something high and their shirt has come up and I've gone, I must immediately inspect their stomach on display. Maybe that's just me, but I've never done that. But I'm not saying that's still not a reason to get something done. I've just never done that. Are you that sort? Vitellos girl.
I am excited to
a
show my
sensible
friends
cork
my new
wedge.
tummy. I kind of wanted to make it a surprise, so I've been hiding out since the surgery.
Oh, she's having a swan reveal.
Hey guys! Oh my gosh, look at you!
Let me just surprise you with this camera here.
Oh! When I
Oh!
walked into the restaurant, I saw the surprise on my friend's face.
She
it was
does
really
have,
exciting
like,
to see their reaction because then I know that
definition
they think
there.
I look good, and I'm like, okay, I do look good. I do look good. I can do this now.
And how you liking your belly button?
I like it. It's a little crusty still, but we're working
Right.
on it. Yeah, it's healing and everything.
Yes.
And how's dating going?
Healing takes a
It's
lot longer than
going.
6
I know
weeks.
this is the awkward question, but I have to ask you. So, has it been face down, ass up with the lights on yet?
No, not yet.
Oh my god.
Okay,
what
well,
a
it's
question.
coming, right?
Yeah. I'm super
intrusive
excited
woman.
to put
Go
it all
away.
out there. I can't wait till summer. I'm gonna be running on the beach in slow motion.
Oh.
I want to wear a bathing suit to the grocery store and just
and shop. Hey, I need a gallon of milk.
Before surgery, my stomach was
gallon of milk?
completely jacked
Almost
up.
the size
I
of
had
that
like
woman's
these hard
breast.
nodules in my stomach.
Oh,
I had
amazing.
really thick, like ugly.
I think the lipo has worked exceptionally well here, as we can see. He's evened out the body really nicely. I do think they've pulled up the underwear a little bit more because you really can't see any of the scarring at all. And with tummy tucks, there's always a scar. She's also in a full face of glam here, which she wasn't before. But great results. Really good results. I bet she's so pleased with that. I would be super pleased.
completely Frankenstein-looking scar, and I had a belly button that looked like a vagina. After surgery, my scar is super thin. My belly button looks good. It has a nice
belly buttons are a
shape
weird
to
one,
it.
aren't
My
they?
stomach's flatter. You can see like muscle definition. I just
can.
need to tone up a little bit more, and hopefully I can get that 8-pack this summer. It just looks amazing.
Need a bit
Feel
more
like,
toning
you know,
than that. It's
that
got
I
an
finally
8-pack, go.
got the tummy tuck that I wanted all along, you know.
Yes.
So it's amazing the difference that I feel just getting that stuff fixed and being able
Right.
to move without the pain and being able to do, you know, the things that everybody else does.
Well, you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
You really, really do.
And I
Oh.
feel fantastic.
Fan-dabby-dozy, girls. I've got some thoughts. Well, my lovelies, what a little interesting adventure into the world of big titty lady videos on the internet today was, my lovelies. My lovelies, my lovelies, my lovelies. Wow, do I have any thoughts about today? Yes, I do. Would you like to hear them? You're gonna anyway. First of all, the idea of having 5,000 cc implants, one here, one here. To me, bonk diddly onkers, off the wall, crazy lady. Triple Q? Triple Q? Is there anyone now on this planet that is a triple Q in size of implant? Or is the day of like Guinness World Records biggest implants ever like kind of behind us a little bit? Next, I want to talk about the idea of being awake for surgery. If I had the option to elect to be awake or elect to be asleep for surgery, I would never in my wildest dreams ever pick awake for surgery. That is a fresh, different kind of hell that I have no interest in doing. I am surprised that for severe anxiety disorders, that's the answer, because you would think that it makes it worse. I don't know, I'm going to open that one to the floor, because would you feel more or less anxious going in for cosmetic surgery, being awake or asleep? Let me know. Thoughts in the comments box below, girls. And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourselves on the screen right here. Yes, you can. Today's Instagram shout out goes to Sammy Quartz. Thank you so much for following me over on Instagram. You stunning woman on the go. If you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Instagram shout out, make sure you go follow me on Instagram. It is xxluxeria. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons. Orkos Samoji, Ariadia X, Becky Johnson, Beebles32, Cameron Pittman, Shell Herman, ContraPoints, Eric Castillo, Finch Dunham, Jen Martin, Jenny Wood, Caitlin Wright, Larissa Says Relax, Leanne Jones, Lenore, Les Banana, Mo Sherman, Novembrix, Paolo Rivera, Sky Dorim, Steph Utek, Taylor Martin, and Vicky Walsh. And you know what, my loves? I think I'm going to leave it on the notes of cosmetic surgery should never be taken lightly, and cheaper will quite often, if not 99.5% of the time, not be good work. So pay attention on who you research and always get more than one opinion. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.